Welcome to White Lecture Online. Here's another series on Test Your Knowledge, and in this case we're going to be talking about thermal expansion. So here's our new playlist, and we're starting out with a very interesting problem. It is difficult to measure the volume expansion of a liquid. The reason is whenever we put a liquid in a container and we increase or decrease the temperature, not only does the liquid expand or shrink in volume, so does the container. And so when we're measuring the change in volume, we're actually calculating the difference in the thermal expansion for the volume of the liquid minus the thermal expansion of the volume of the container. So if we want to do that independently, there's a new contraption here. Well, not new. People thought of it a long time ago, but an interesting contraption where we can actually calculate the volume expansion of the liquid independent of the container. And the way it's done is as follows. We have two tubes that are vertical like this, and they're connecting by a very small tube at the bottom. It does allow liquid to flow back and forth here, but most of the liquid is in the vertical tubes. Now notice that we've put these in two separate compartments where the left side is kept at a temperature of 0 degrees centigrade, and the right side is allowed to increase in temperature. Now, what's going to happen is that the density of this liquid is going to decrease because the volume will expand because it's warmer, and so there's going to be a height differential. And we don't really care about how much volume is in each tube, we just only care about the height differential. And so what we're going to do is we're going to try to find the thermal coefficient, beta, independent of the container. So we're going to do it directly for the liquid alone, based upon the change in the temperature, the difference in the height. How do we do that? Well, first of all, we're going to know, or we're going to assume that the change in the volume is equal to the volume expansion coefficient times the original volume times delta T. That is a known quantity. And since there's an inverse relationship between the density and the volume, we can then also say for a small change in temperature that the change in the density is going to be the negative volume expansion coefficient times the original density times delta T. And of course we can say that because there is an inverse relationship. Later on in a later video we're going to prove that. But right now we're going to take it at face. So how do we calculate the volume expansion of the liquid? Well, the key is to realize that the pressure on the left side over here must equal the pressure on the right side over here. The pressures must be the same regardless as to the height of the columns or anything else. That is for sure. So we can say that the pressure on the left must equal the pressure on the right. And of course, the pressure inside the liquid is due to the density on the left times G times the height on the left. And that is equal to the density on the right times G times the height on the right. Now right away we can see that both sides have the constant G, so we can get rid of that. So now we know that that must be equal on both sides. Now the density on the left, that's going to be the original density of the liquid at 0 degrees centigrade. So let's just mark it as density original. And the height on the left, well, that's going to be H sub naught. That's going to be the original height. That's going to be the height on the left side. Call it original, call it final, doesn't matter. It's the height on the left side and the density on the left side. That's a terrible looking beta. Let me try that again. There, much better. Okay, on the right side, we have the density on the right. Now the density is going to decrease, so we know that that's going to be the original density minus the change in the density. Let's see here. Let's just write it as minus the change in the density. That's going to be on the left. And then with the height on the right, that's going to be equal to the original height plus the change in the height. So we'll write it like that. Now, of course, we already have an equation for the change in the density, so we can introduce that there. Or better yet, let me make this a plus. The reason why I want to make this a plus is because I want to know it. I want to make it as independent of knowing what's going to happen to the density. The negative sign is going to be obtained over here, so that may be better to write it that way. Okay, now let's substitute this for this. So now we have density original, H original equals density original minus beta times density original times delta T, We're going to multiply that times h sub naught plus delta h. So now let's go ahead and multiply this through and see what we get. So on the left side we have original density, original height equals. This times this gives us original density times original height, and notice it's the same on both sides. Now this times this is plus original density times the change in height. This times this gives us minus, let's see here. I'm having a little trouble with my betas, don't I? Okay, beta density original delta t times h initial, and then this times this gives us minus beta original density delta t and delta h. Okay, now we're going to make an approximation because the product of a very small change in the temperature and a very small change in the height, this right here is going to be a very tiny number. So this term right here is going to approach 0, so we can just eliminate it. Over here we can see that these two are the same, so we can get rid of those on both sides. That means that 0 equals original density times change in the height minus beta original density, change in the temperature, original height. Okay, now since I want to solve for this, I'm going to bring this over on this side. So I have beta times original density times delta t times original height equals original density times the change in the height. Now notice I have an original density on both sides, so that cancels out. And finally, the volume coefficient of heat expansion is going to be equal to the change in the height divided by the original height times the change in the temperature. And that is a very easy equation that allows us to calculate directly the volume expansion of a liquid if I have a contraption like this. All I have to do is calculate the change in the height, calculate or measure the change in the height, measure the original height, and know the difference in the temperature, and that will give me directly the heat coefficient, the expansion, volume expansion, the coefficient of volume expansion of our particular liquid. And that is how it's done.